everybody. Hello. I'm not going to ask you if you're all right again because you've been asked about 7 times tonight. Is that right? I think we're all definitely okay. That's good to know. This is a nice place, right? Just to get the mood back up because you all seem to be a bit taken aback by me. Can we have a round of applause for your wonderful organiser, Kurt? Excellent. Really good. This is the first event and you've got 70/80 people in here, like maximum. That's incredible. And also a round of applause for the bar staff. I cannot imagine how awkward it was to deliver cheesy chips and weaving in and out of all of you very attractive young indie types. Like I'm very slightly aroused. Anyway, so I'm gay, and I'm going to make a few gay jokes, if that's okay. Is that all right? Give me a cheer if you're queer. All over here, okay. I'm not really gay, let's get them. No, I'm joking. Oh, this video went dark very quickly. Don't worry, just say if you're safe, don't worry. Okay, what operation do lesbians need to have in order to have sex?
Scissor and twist.
Oh, I've never heard that one before. That's very good though, we'll talk after. I want to know how that's done. It's very difficult to twist a vulva. Anyway, no, it's actually a strapodictomy. Not the nicest joke, but my dad told me that joke. The same day that I came out to him, I think it was his mark of approval. It's fine. He's dead now. We don't have to worry about him anymore. Goodness me. Okay, another gay joke that I actually wrote myself. What did the impatient lesbian say to her girlfriend while they were scissoring?
Twist.
Very, very good. No, it's actually chop chop. I could tell you some more gay jokes. I could tell you the joke about He-Man's non-binary adversary, them person. Or I could tell you the joke about the LGBTQIA meeting that had plenty of items on the agenda. But you know, it's not really my place to tell those jokes because I'm cisgender. Like, it's not my place to like shit on it like a minority that already gets shat on plenty as it is. The only jokes that I'm really at liberty to tell are the scissoring jokes, but they're quite difficult because you can't really run with them. How many fucking jokes can you get out of a pair of scissors? It's ridiculous. Okay, like I'm going to admit to you guys, I'm not actually fully gay. I'm actually bisexual. I just sometimes tell people I'm gay just to get the attention. You know, the higher the gay, the higher the pay. But you know, it's just. So I used to identify as pansexual, but I had an issue with that because I feel like it made me sound like I was attracted to crockery. And I'm not anymore. You know, like, I moved away from home for the very first time and I was in the halls of residence and I find it difficult to make friends and I was just all alone in my little kitchen surrounded by my seductively cheap Wilkinson's crockery. And things happened. There's a reason why they call it a strainer. It's difficult. It's difficult when you're a bigger lass, right? Okay, this is a slight tangent. Okay, before coming up onto stage, I was actually doing some online shopping because my partner, right? I know I'm in a relationship. Who knew? We're going to a 1920s themed Christmas party soon, and I need to have something 1920s themed. So I went onto like a plus size website. Okay. And the first pop-up that came up was, do you consent to cookies? It's like, yeah, that's why I'm here. Otherwise I'd be at River Island. You know? But, you know, at least the biscuit asks for consent, you know. At least they got the memo. Oh goodness me, past trauma coming through. So yeah. What was I on about? Strange type. So I have a very strange type in people. Okay, so speaking in very, very broad terms. Because I am attracted to people of all genders. With slightly more masculine people or men, I'm attracted to them if they're quite like hairy and jolly, and by jolly I mean a bit fat, with a little bit of a beard. And okay, that sounds a little bit like Henry VIII, okay, and I acknowledge that, okay, I'm going to own that, but hopefully Henry VIII, but less sadistic, you know, a little bit less baggage. And then with women, I'm more attracted to them if they're, ironically, quite androgynous presenting. So like quite short hair, preferably glasses, you know, kind of like, we're talking about Sue Perkins, okay? Like just basically, just Sue Perkins, just take me now, Sue. And okay, that sounds like a very strange, specific type, and it is even weirder when you realise I've just described my parents. Only my attraction to men died the same time that my dad did. I just want to make the gays cry, anyway. I want to make you all cry. So yeah, I like to describe my stand-up persona as like a mixture of dad jokes and daddy issues. Kind of like the musical stylings of Lana Del Rey, combined with the dry British wit of Alan Partridge. And that probably sounds like a very strange, like, combination. Like, it's just a meeting of, like, ice and fire, not bringing Game of Thrones into this, you know. They're complete polar opposites. But I'm actually going to argue that they're the same person, because you never see them in the same place at the same time. And Lana is an anagram of Alan. It's also an anagram of anal. Which brings me back to my dad. Don't worry, nothing happened. It's just a nice segue. It just makes everyone laugh a bit because they're all a little bit shocked, and it's just delightful. It just really feeds the comedy gremlin in my brain. So my dad passed away just over 3 years ago. Okay, it's still quite raw for me, so I make jokes about it. Okay, we haven't scattered the ashes just yet. All right, we haven't found the right time, we haven't found the right recipe to bake him into a pie, you know, we just haven't found the time yet. We were going to do it last Father's Day, but we couldn't get the whole family together, so what we did instead was, we just lay around the living room, Googling various creative ways to utilise one's ashes, and we came up with the following list, okay? It's going to get really dark, I do apologise. We could store the urn in a bag for life. Irony aside, this is actually a really touching tribute because my dad did a lot of shopping. You could even label it with the humorous pun, bag for the afterlife. You could press the ashes into a vinyl CD, play the CD, and then marvel at how the lyrics of Stevie Wonder have become like replaced by the baritone of a local Birmingham man. You could use it as silly sand. My dad was very silly indeed. Skin exfoliant. You could submit it as a flavour choice in Walker's annual contest with an accompanying sample. Or, if you want to go on a mad one, right, you could split it up into lines and snort a fat line of dad. That's wonderful. How am I doing for time?
You can have a bit for me.
A little bit longer? Okay, so
Does anyone want it?
Yeah! Okay, just a little bit longer, okay. Very democratic, like. Okay, so I like to write fan fiction about celebrities in everyday situations, but with like an erotic twist. So I've got a little story which is entitled Nigella Lawson, the titular TV chef turned careers advisor who gives you a stern telling off when you don't follow your dreams. And now I'm going to find it on my phone because I didn't think I'd be doing this. And now I am. Fantastic. So, this is actually the sequel to Delia Smith, the Universal Credit Advisor who can go fuck herself. Ooh, Tory Britain, isn't it fucking awful? Right, I enter the Careers Advice Centre. The receptionist, Gordon Ramsay, is telling another client to sign themselves the fuck in and take a bastard seat. I follow suit, signing myself the fuck in and taking a bastard seat. The door leading to her office lies to my immediate left. I can hear her voice radiating from the crack in the door. It's the only time I mention it, okay? She's perfect in my eyes. Her voice, deep as a wok and sweeter than honey. Oh dear. Her client sounds bland and unseasoned by comparison. I hear footsteps. Their voices become louder, closer. The door opens. She looks stunning, wearing a silky robe as she often does in her 3 a.m. kitchen escapades. She will not look at me just yet. Oh no. Not until she has bid adieu to her current client. A timid fool, bright red and pathetic. Now then, Greg Wallace. He needs a new job. She says, if you don't solve those grammatical errors in your curriculum vitae by our next meeting, I shall have to give you a stern seeing to. Duly noted, Miss Lawson. I apologise, he says. He walks away, grabbing a pamphlet and holding it at groin height to conceal his turgid, wanton manlyhood. Her eyes flutter in my direction. I don't know how someone's eyes would flutter in your direction, but I actually have 2 creative writing degrees. It's all been spent on this, okay? 46 grand on this fucking story. Anyway. Okay, I'm just going to do a few more minutes because I think I have got a train to catch, so you're going to have to bear with me, chickens. Hello. You've come early for me today, she says. I rise and approach her as though in a trance or in the pursuit of freshly baked bread. We all know that feeling. She regards me regally before turning sideways to allow me through the door. The door closes behind us. The tension in the room sets and thickens as we understand ourselves to be alone. Take a bite of my lasagna, she says. I repeated last night. I simply could not sleep. I grew so restless, tossing and turning in my silky robe, growing so sweaty and dishevelled. And I thought to myself, as I so often do, if I am still awake when my knee-length robe has ridden up the way to the distance to my navel, revealing my strong thighs, soft stomach, and the mysterious darkness beneath, then I shall go downstairs, greet the camera woman, and make a lasagna. And then they do the scissor twist.